Hi guys, this is Cobra Tom.
And Ben and Lily.
And this week's video is going to be Hardball.
I'm going to just move out to the side for him to talk for a little bit.
This figure is from 1988. He's the G.I. Joe Grenadier. And he is the baseball themed character. He is, well, bright white, and I don't really like that, but that's okay. This figure does have some really, really great accessories, and I really do like him. Okay. On Hardball there, you can see that there are red shells. Those are shells for the grenade launcher. He has 3 on each leg. One thing that I don't like about the figure is that the figure is missing the paint app on the straps of the leg. It's supposed to be green, like the handle of his gun and the belt, but on the leg themselves, they do not get that, which is too bad. Here is the card artwork, and as you can see, on his legs, he's got the green straps. Now, I wish the figure would have had that. The figure, I believe, is lacking that green paint around his legs. And I think that that would have added a nice color continuity from figure to toy. They have so many different paint apps. They've got red, brown, green, black, gray, blue, white. I wish that they would have just gone and painted that strap in, given us a green undershirt, and then you could have saved on an app. And if you were gonna just, to no offense to anybody who made this, because I really do like this toy, if you were going to have so many paints and so many paint apps and then skip some and whatever, why didn't they give us the paint on the legs? Now, I can understand the paint not being on the little shells on his legs. That green might have gotten onto the shells itself and maybe would not have looked very good. But if you were going to paint green anyway, why didn't they either paint the undershirt green, or to save on a color, why didn't they paint the green on the sleeves, on the neck, and down the front, and the hat? I don't understand the choices. Now, I showed a picture of the jersey. I have no clue if that's even what they were doing, but that's what I could find that even looked like this. So I wonder about the paint. Even though I really do like this figure, I do wonder why there's so many different paint colors, when in reality I think they could have saved and given us the paint straps around the ankles and cut out one by either not painting the stripes on the arms or the front of the jersey, or keep it all green, or the undershirt green. But that's not what they did, and this is the figure that we got, and it is still very cool, even though I wish they would have maybe done a little different paint apps. This is the Marvel Comics G.I. Joe Real American Hero issue number 80. I actually have this one, so I'm going to show you his first appearance. This one's called The Rolling Thunder, I believe. This is about a island that comes out of the ocean and everybody kind of fights over it. Hardball is there, and he's talking to the other guys. And his first action sequence is right here. Now, he says something about this ought to scatter parts from here to Candlestick Park. which makes me think that he is or was the minor league player for the San Francisco Giants. And in just a minute, I will show you what team I think he might be on. But there you go. I will try to steady this so you can see this a little better. This here is the jersey for the San Jose Bees. This is a minor league team for the San Francisco Giants. The Giants aren't even mentioned, I should say. He just mentions their stadium, which makes me think that that was the minor league team he had played for. And with the blue collar like he had, and the blue stripes around the arm, you can see that it doesn't have the blue that goes all the way down to the front of the jersey. But throughout all my research, this is the one that was the closest to what I was going to find. As you can see here, he is wearing black gloves. And they go on the outside here. They're fingerless gloves. And to me, not that it necessarily is, but since he's a baseball-themed figure, I consider these batting gloves. I don't know if they really are. There you go. But since he's a baseball-themed figure and wearing gloves, I think those would make excellent batting gloves. I assume on his hands are batting gloves. I could be wrong. These might just be military gloves that they use when they use a grenade launcher. But since he's got the baseball theme and the baseball hat and the whole, comes from Cooperstown and everything, I assume that these gloves are baseball gloves. She is going to show you Hardball's grenade launcher. This is based on the M32 grenade launcher. And it's got a stock on the back, the handle.
It does.
Yep, where the trigger would be. Now the front part is the foregrip, and the top there is a sighter. And what's really nice about this is that the drum for the launcher can come off. And show them spinning it too, because it does spin very nicely. It spins loosely. And Hardball's grenade launcher. Now, if you can take the barrel or the here.
I really do not like this. Okay.
I don't like. Now, show it the round way if you can. That is an 8-shot grenade launcher, but the real M32 grenade launcher is only a 6 grenade launcher. This gun is the real M32. With this gun, you could see that it's extremely similar to Hardball's gun. The top has a nice sight, the round barrel, the foregrip, even the stock is almost exactly the same. And even the handle where you fire the gun is almost exactly the same. The difference that I have been able to tell is this is a 6-shot, and if you take out Hardball's drum, you will see that Hardball's drum is definitely an 8-shot. So that's a little bit different than what the real M32 has. Probably something to do with copyright and not stealing an actual firearm. This is Hardball's backpack. On the very top there, it's got a bedroll. On the sides and on the bottom are the shells for the grenade launcher. And in the middle there, that pack can probably hold the rest of his supplies. And if you can see it, it's kind of hard to see, but it also says US on there real nicely. That's a real nice US symbol on the backpack. Here is a close-up picture of what the shells would look like. It's a little bit, what I think would be in Hardball's gun does look a little bit different, but this is what a real grenade launcher would shoot, and those are really what the shells would look like. These on the backpack and what looks like in the gun are maybe more just straight. You can see that it's not completely circular, and that's what I think that's what they're trying, the effect that they're trying to get on the backpack and in the gun, that they'd be smooth, and these wouldn't be smooth at all. This is a vest that I found. Now these shells are smooth, unlike the other one that I've seen. Now I'm not sure if this is typical to what they do. They put them on a vest instead of on a backpack. Like on the picture, the former picture, he had it in the front, just like this vest here. And I wonder if, because these are shaped upside down, I wonder if that's easier for loading, or if they're that's just how the guy prefers it. I'm not really sure. And I'm not really sure if they usually put them on a vest or if they have it on a backpack like the figure does. I haven't seen any examples of a backpack that actually had any grenades on it, but this is probably what they really do. And like on the other picture, they were all on the vest, or all on his uniform, all up in front instead of on the back. I suppose if it was on the back, it would be a very difficult reach to grab them and then load them up. Hi guys, this is Hardball's file card, codename Hardball, multi-shot grenadier, file name Wilmer S. Duggleby, and his serial number is 075094876, and those were always fake numbers. They just kind of showed that, just kind of give you the illusion that he was a real soldier. Primary military specialty, infantry. Secondary military specialty, special services. Special services are when movie stars and other things, not just movie stars, but go to greet and sing for the troops and do plays and do all that kind of stuff. That's kind of what special services are. And his birthplace is Cooperstown, New York, which is a play on words because, and I'll show you that in a minute, his hometown is where the Baseball Hall of Fame is. And his grade is E4. And I'll read this here a little bit. Hopefully I can get that into the right perspective. After 5 seasons of playing center field in the minor leagues, Hardball came to the realization that the big league scouts just weren't interested in athletic prowess. They wanted star quality. The Joe team was more interested in team players than in stars, and they had a real need for a guy who could judge distance accurately and react quickly with deliberation. Grenade launchers are fitted with adjustable graded sights calibrated in 25-meter increments. In the In a firefight, nobody wants to start readjusting sights, especially with Blooper Man. Hardball can drop a 40 millimeter frag into a bucket from 75 meters simply by eyeballing it. The man's unnatural. What I kind of think that this is kind of talking about when it's star power, it means that they wanted people that could hit home runs and stuff and have big name for commercials and stuff, and that just wasn't what Hardball was, I guess. The one thing I'm glad about this figure, even though it's kind of baseball themed and I kind of don't like the blue a little bit, is that he, at least unlike Captain Gridiron, who was a football themed character, he had grenades that were shaped like football. I'm glad his grenade launchers aren't baseballs. On Hardball's file card, his hometown is Cooperstown, New York. That is where the Baseball Hall of Fame is, giving you the impression that baseball is very important to him. He probably grew up around it, probably saw all the famous baseballs and all the gloves and bats as he was growing up. So it was a huge influence on him before he joined the G.I. Joe team. His file name, Wilmer S. Duggleby, is a homage to baseball's real creator, named, and I have to look this up, Abner Doubleday. He invented baseball. Well, or so they say. I'm not 100% sure if he did or not, but that's what they say he did. Hold it and then do this. This is the Rock Viper from 2003. He is actually a range viper, and the reason we're bringing him on is Venom Lily is going to show you the similarities between the Hardball figure, gun, and backpack.
Okay, so this is the, what's his name?
That's the Rock Viper.
Okay, and he has the same kind of thing, although it does not rotate.
No, that one doesn't rotate.
And it comes off like this one. And they both have the same back piece, kind of the same front piece.
Yeah.
But there is not this like missile on the top over here.
Right. And on the Rock Viper one, it doesn't have the sighting like the weapon here. So that's what's a little bit different. Now, the backpacks are very similar too. There's Hardballs with the shells, and here's Rock Vipers. And he has shells and a bedroll. Actually, I'm not sure if that's a bedroll or not, but you can see that it's got, oh, I'm sorry. It's got all the extra shells and the ammunition, and it, I mean, I suppose for a comparison, this is what the opposite would be for Hardball is the 2003 Rock Viper. Here is the RVP, the remote piloted vehicle. I did a review on this already, but one of the biggest reasons I like pairing these two up is I pretend that the drone here can be launched and it sights in for Hardball. Even though it says he's got great ability to adjust, it gives him the ability to see on camera where his shots need to go. That, and I think that it's a good desert vehicle, and I think the color scheme with these two figures is good with this. And I always give this Dusty an extra backpack to give him extra ammunition. Fine, fall over and be mean, Dusty. And I just think that this is a good combo. And since he's got a really nicely painted, mine's a little bit chipped, but a nicely painted water canteen and all that, I just think that he would look good in a desert scene. Go.
Okay, so this is the older version and this is the newer version. Dad will tell what year they are.
This is the 1988 version, vintage style O-ring figure. And there is our 25th anniversary on the left. Joe Con 25th anniversary, Slaughter's Marauders Hardball.
So we think that they used the same exact model for the gun.
Yep, I think it's the same mold.
Because it looks almost the same, barely any differences.
Yep. Yeah. And turning him is... We've been having a little trouble tonight getting figures to hold guns and backpacks and keeping everything in. So here we go.
So this one is a lighter green, and it's a definitely different model. This one's a dark green, and it has the same roll, but it doesn't have any grenades on it. It has this pouch right here, and it's kind of cool because do you see these blue straps?
Mm-hmm.
It leads right onto those blue straps.
Oh yeah, it's a good continuity. And unlike the vintage Hardball, whose helmet cannot be removed, see,
his helmet
is removable. So that's very cool. You want to give them a little talk about how we got these figures at JoeCon?
So we saw people walking. So we were in line. We've been waiting there for a while. I was getting tired. It was late, and we saw people walking out with a bunch of junk.
Yeah, a bunch of junk.
Like pieces that were broken and not very good. And so we walked down there and we're like, should we just leave? And we're like, no, we're gonna stay. We might be able to use those pieces. And we figured out that we got this. Let me grab it.
Yeah, we got
this set. And I opened the cover and I'm looking at it. And normally these things aren't over it, but we just wanted to protect them a little bit more. So we put it over it, and they're actually all the 25th anniversary Joes.
Yeah.
Well, not all of them.
No, not all of them, but a good portion of all of the 25th anniversary JoeCon figures.
And me and my dad played a memory game, and I tried to stuff that into there.
Oh,
I had
yes.
my eyes closed.
Yeah. We'll do a better job of this later, but we did kind of want to show you what it came in and kind of some of the other figures. And I wasn't even sure I was getting this set.
We just said, she was like, what's your name? We said our names. Well, he said his name. We got everything good. And we got this set, and we opened it later, and it was amazing.
Yeah, because we were in line, and all the people were talking and complaining about how the heads weren't right and how a bunch of stuff was broken. And they were having lots of trouble at the convention. But ours turned out perfect.
We were
didn't
ready
have any...
to leave.
Yeah, we were about ready to leave because we were like, I don't know.
We were tired. I wanted to swim. I wanted to do other things that night.
Yeah. But now that we have these, I'm so glad because I didn't even realize it. It must have come with our order. And I'm really glad we did because now I have a modern version. Oops, and there goes his hat. And a vintage figure. And I really like this figure. This is one of my favorite figures. I had this as a kid, and I even had the RVP as a kid, so I don't know. When I had a chance to get him, I thought that would be really cool. here is Hardball wearing a vest that Ed Hellman gave me. He's even sent me an arm. He had fixed the arm that was broken on this figure, but he's such a nice guy. He sent me on a new one, and then he also gave me this really awesome vest, and I took everything apart and put the vest over it. It was a little bit of work, but I put the vest over it. Then I put the arms on, and then the head, and I put the back screw on, and I think it looks great with this figure. I think that it kind of covers up the offending white that I don't really like all the white on this figure, even though I think it matches well with the RVP. I just think that this vest kind of covers up some of the stuff that I don't like about him and just kind of makes him look really a lot better and cooler, and makes him look real tough and ready for combat. Well, this was our Hardball video. We put a lot of work into this, and we had a lot of problems getting figures to stand, but even though it was a hard one to do, and overall, I'm very happy we did this. We thank you for watching, and we will see you
next time.
Bye.